John, the last time we spoke, you hadn't had a game for Manchester City so far in the season. You must be feeling a lot better now with your game time especially.
Yeah, no, it was accumulation of things really. You know, I had a few injuries at the start of the season. Timings that I came back were not good for training and games and getting back up to speed in that respect. So, and the team were playing well, and I had to be patient and respect what the guys were doing, and they were doing so good. And sometimes you can't change a winning team. So, you know, I had to be patient and wait for my time, and did that and had a good few games since the last camp that we met up, and you know, happy to be back here again.
Lots of players involved with England have had a difficult start to the season when you think of Sterling, your teammate at Manchester City, but Shaw, Maguire, Kane, Sancho. Do you think there's been a bit of a hangover from Euro 2020?
I wouldn't have thought so, no.
What do you think it is?
Honestly, I don't know. But I know that football is ups and downs. Never easy. A lot of situations. I don't want to speak for the lads that are at different clubs, obviously, and don't know what goes on there. But I think what we did in the summer was an incredible thing. Not been done before. So the time we had off and to come straight back into it is also difficult. You know, after coming off an incredible tournament, but finishing the way it did is difficult to take sometimes, and you know, I've not watched it back, and I don't know what the other players have done or what they did in the spare time, but I do know that they'll come back fighting and be back to their best, I hope, soon. And you know, I don't like it when players are getting bad press or not playing how I know they can play, and I'm sure that frustrates them as well. But yeah, definitely, I have all the faith in them to come back strong.
Is it hard to find your way, do you think, after that experience for any player? You know, a long season domestically, an international tournament that, of course, you reached the very final game of, but also the emotional investment playing at home as well. Do you think part of it is physical, emotional, but also a mental recovery?
Yeah, probably all of it. You know, it's we stepped into the unknown and have to find ways to deal with whatever feelings you felt after that, and I do know that everyone was upset and distraught, and that can last for weeks, maybe sometimes with some people, not so long with others, and you know, it's about how you adapt and how you become better, I suppose. You know, you've got to look at it in a positive light and see how you can become better at dealing with things like that, physically and mentally, and having a new focus of the new season. And yeah, those experiences are great, and you can look back on them and take lessons from them or take memories from them, and whatever you want to take it from. And you know, now the focus is to get to another major, arguably the biggest competition in the world, which is next year, and we've got a massive chance and opportunity to do that now and make more memories and more lessons for us next year.
Have you done anything personally to help yourself bounce back?
Yeah, you know, I've not watched the game at all. For
is that
one.
part of the process for
you?
you?
Definitely is, yeah. You know, I've got a lot of memories that stick in my head, and I don't want to tarnish them or change those. When I finish, definitely I'll watch it back. Or when I feel ready, I suppose. It sometimes can be one of those, but it was... I don't know, I think it's maybe my coping mechanism. I want to take all the happy memories from that. I don't want to see them score or see them celebrate. I couldn't watch them celebrate at the end. I stood there respectfully. I think that was the right thing to do. But I physically couldn't bring myself to do it, and they're all coping mechanisms that other players might have different things, but I think for me it's the whole joy of it and being proud of myself and all my teammates and the nation. How the nation got behind us was incredible. So to see support like that and have memories of seeing that will last forever, and I don't want to change any of that.
Yeah, well, I want it to be as positive for you as possible as well.
No,
I'm sure everyone listening feels the same way.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you about your central defensive partner for the country, Harry Maguire, who you're close to. You had that big cuddle at the end of the Manchester derby last year, of course, as well.
Yeah.
Do you guys speak when you're at your respective clubs? Have you spoken to him this season about the bad patch of form that he's having, to give him support, to maybe encourage him?
I've not. We spoke generally. Not about football. I don't want to speak about football with him. I don't want to go there. I think it's difficult for me. I know when to leave someone alone and talk about something else. And Harry is an incredible person first and foremost, and a strong character at that. So I have no doubt that he'll come good for Manchester United, and it's not just him. I don't want to say that he's not playing well, because I actually think he's doing so many things right, but it just gets magnified and sometimes taken out of proportion. I'm not kind of past the blame or anything, but as a character and as a person that I know, I do believe he'll be the incredible player that he is and be back to that very soon. And he's got that character and mentality to get back to how he was, and I believe he will.
Just finally, on the last performance with England, the draw with Hungary, so many of you guys coming off the pitch was so dejected, so disappointed with the level of performance. Many of you saying it sort of dropped below the standards that you guys had set out there.
Yeah.
Why do you think the performance was like that, and how do you think you can address it on Friday night?
I don't know. I think sometimes you have those days, and that's not an excuse at all. I think you do in whether it be in training or whatever, things just don't click. And I think on that day it just didn't click. I think we did a lot of good things that night that didn't come off, but we also did a lot of poor things as well. And I think I said after the game that we set such a high standard, and we've repeatedly got to that standard so many times, and when it drops after being at that kind of high bar, it hurts for us as players, because we know we've not done ourselves justice in the respect of meeting our targets, meeting our goals, meeting our standard, and to obviously not win and get 3 points at Wembley, where we feel strong, we feel at home. It was just a very frustrating night, and we were disappointed as players, and it was great to see when we met up this time. The training has been incredibly good. The standard of training, I don't know if it's subconscious thing from last camp. We left on a bad. We want to start on a high, and I think I can only speak for now, and we've definitely looked back over the last camp and the games that we've done, and took it into a bigger picture. We've had an incredible year of football right the way through, and that's something that we should be proud of. That was a bump in the road, if you want to put it like that, and we've got to what's the word? We've got to change that this time. We've got to make things right, and we've got, as I said, a big opportunity to qualify for the World Cup. and that starts on Friday, and we've got to put everything into that, all our focus, all our energy as a team, as a squad, and use these days wisely to prepare the best we can for that game.